chalk this one up to a recent rumor. It actually just came out, and this actually came out through a supposed leaker, someone who has decent, I guess, track record when it comes to releasing some of these things. But at the same time, I look at this and I go, does Microsoft even really need to do anything special? I mean, sure, you got to refresh, I guess, the hardware throughout a generation, certain aspects. If you go back and look at what they did with the Xbox One era, they significantly refreshed the hardware because they had the Xbox One, which was the big giant VCR console, and then they released the Xbox One S, which was the much sleeker design. Now, listen, I always felt like if the Xbox One S had been the original go-to release, and they had the Force Connect and all that stuff, they probably would have done much better. It was a very sleek, nice design. Of course, then they did the Xbox One X, which I absolutely loved. And to top it off, they did a S also that was digital only. So we are living sort of in this digital age. And I, of course, will link this and you can check it out. This comes by way through Special Nick, who does a podcast. He's got a lot of stuff right before. I'm not saying that he's 100% right on a lot of stuff, on everything, so to speak. But yeah, he did come out and say a couple of these things. So the first one that I wanted to kind of get into, which was the Xbox Series X diskless drive. So it wouldn't have a disk drive in it. We have an Xbox Series X right now. I have one. It comes with, the Blu-ray drive or whatever. But that would be saying that there's people out there that are only interested in possibly getting an Xbox Series X without a disc drive. And I think there could be some people out there that are interested in that. For me, I like physical stuff. I still buy digital as well, but I also love physical. I actually end up usually buying both. What happens is it's something I'll buy digital day one or whatever. It's a big game. And then when I see the physical version goes down in price, probably a year later or whatever, I'll pick it up. Like I did that with Halo Infinite, right? I played Halo Infinite off of Game Pass. And then when I saw I actually got the Steelbook case for it. They had it on sale at Best Buy. I know off topic a little bit, but they had the Steelbook for Halo Infinite. No game in there, but the Steelbook for it on sale for like $2.99. So I bought it, and then I saw a copy of Halo Infinite for $5, an actual physical copy. Bought it, put that into the steel case, and there you go. So that's how I usually do a lot of that stuff, right? Even stuff that's on Game Pass, right? But yeah, I could see there definitely being a group of people that would want to do that. They kind of allude to maybe 2025. That's not the only part of this rumor, though. But I will say, hey, it is a rumor. Take it with a grain of salt at this particular time, as these things are kind of wanting to go in these directions, And again, you could take $100 off that. I know, you know what I mean. The other thing that they talked about, which was something that I thought was very interesting, which was something that they quote unquote said other hardware, right, for 2025. Now, Phil Spencer said they weren't interested in doing a mid-gen refresh this generation, or at this time, is what he said, right? He said they weren't interested in doing that at this time. Anything could change. I think if you follow the blueprint to last generation, basically what happens is you had the PS4, then you had a PS4 Slim, then you had a PS4 Pro. Supposedly the Slim is going to come out this year for the PS5, and next year the Pro, but the year after the Pro came the new Xbox mid-gen refresh. Now, for me, I've always stated that I'm fine with them not doing a refresh. They already launched 2 consoles this generation, but what I would like to see is them get a jump on the next generation. It looks like this Activision deal is sort of closing up, and you could be technically, let's say you launch in 2026 the next generation of consoles. Well, people are going to be happy with what they got. 6 years is a good amount of time with a console. It's about the average, and you launch the next generation with the only next-gen version of Call of Duty, and the sales they'll sell themselves, to be honest with you. But according to this other hardware, some people think streaming stick or whatever. I don't think like that. To me, they killed that. They would probably want to bring that back before that point. But for me, that's a nothing burger. I think they even realize that it's kind of a nothing burger at this point. I think that it makes sense to refresh your hardware. They have the black 1 terabyte Series S coming out. I think that looks sleek. I think it looks cool. I'm not one of those Series S haters. I think for what it is and the price, it does a phenomenal job. It's been able to, in fact, it has more 120 frames per second games than the PS5. So think about that. It's very, very funny to me when you see that. For me anyway, look, I love the way that people are kind of talking about a lot of these things, like, oh, does Microsoft really need this? Does Microsoft need that, or the other thing, or whatever? And the way that I look at this is, I think Microsoft, for the most part, definitely, I think, needs something to refresh and get people excited about the future. I also think that it's something that they've done a good job of so far with making sure that gamers have things to really get excited about. Now, the thing that I would say that you have to be a little bit wary of is you have to be able to go out there and go, okay, well, people were happy with what they got. Because, see, I thought the Xbox One X was a phenomenal console, just absolutely amazing console. The problem with it was, first party wise, the only thing that they were really offering was things that were updated, previous things that were updated, and that didn't really thrill me. That didn't, like here I had this amazing console, and yeah, some stuff really took advantage of it. Look, Red Dead Redemption 2, for example, amazing on that console, absolutely amazing, stunning, but it was one of the few third parties that really went all out on it, because I think a lot of third parties are afraid to go all in on an Xbox when you have a situation where the PS4 was in such a lead. You don't want to piss off that fan base. Well, Rockstar's Rockstar, right? So they did the best that they could with each individual aspect of it. So yeah, I thought that was great, what they were able to kind of accomplish with that. Now, would I care if they come out with a refresh? Nope. I don't care. They could come out with a refresh in 2025, which is a year after the PS5 Pro. And then, in 2 years, the next gen's going to start. And so you got to do the whole thing over again. So I think, maybe that keeps the aspect where you have the most powerful going. I guess it shows that you're still interested in hardware and in consoles, because believe it or not, people, even Digital Foundry, were saying that Microsoft wasn't interested in consoles anymore and things like that. So, kind of unfortunate that, they were getting into it that much. But for me personally, I don't care. I would love to see new hardware, whatever. It doesn't stop me from playing it on what I have already. I like the Series X for what it is already. So anyway, let me know what you guys think. Would you pick up a new Xbox Series XX, or would you pick up a discless Xbox Series X? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Crap Gamer. This has been Crap Gamer Reviews. Rack 'em up. Crap Gamer out.